Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Dunamis Youth Life. Man, we're excited to be here with you. Can you believe it? It has been 1 year since we've started Dunamis Youth Life, and during this time we've had some good times, we've had some serious times, but we've also had some fun times. So what we did was we've put something together for you guys to have a look at. Stay tuned, where we talk about matters that matter. Woo-woo! The reality is, because the reality is when you but the reality is we're seeing a decline. But the reality is
money can never satisfy you. The amount of fame can never satisfy. It can't. Only God can satisfy you. That's what we're just really trying to say here.
Anyway, okay. So number 9, one of the values that we as Christians stand on is that. What is number 9?
I don't know. You don't know? You don't know?
I mean, we all are creatures of habit. I mean, have you heard that saying?
No.
The owner of Telcel.
What?
The owner of Telcel.
No.
Anything like that.
Evil-like behavior.
Yeah.
Solely because of it makes us feel important.
It's like 50, you know?
Yeah, the fifth one. The fifth one.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
We're gonna talk about, but in Bible-based religions.
that's just the reality. Yeah, so guys, hope you enjoyed that. We surely did. The reality is, that tonight we're talking about a very serious topic. We're having fun, but obviously we've got a serious topic, and that's self-control.
Yes.
And just looking at self-control, it's really something that's lacking in society. I mean, everything that you look at these days, there's a lack of self-control, and instead of practicing self-control, people are now just trying to change things around so that they can walk in temptation rather than to actually practice it.
And motivate the temptation.
The temptation. So the reality is tonight we're going to dig into that. We're going to talk about it. And Dante, I mean, I just want to get your opinion, rebel your opinion.
Yes,
what do you guys think? What is your thoughts and what is your standing, your point of that you stand on?
Yeah, I think I first went to go and check. What does it mean? I went to go and Google self-control, and it's the ability to control oneself, especially with controlling your desires and your emotions in a time of difficulty, especially in a time. So that last part was for me very was key. Like you just mentioned temptation. It's easy to control yourself when you're happy. It's easy to control yourself when things is going good. When life is at peace. But the question is, when it starts when there's chaos happening, how's your mind? Are you controlling yourself? And I want to open with the scriptures, Proverbs 25 verse 28, and it says, a man without self-control is like a city that was broken into without walls. And a city without walls, just think about it. A city without, there's no protection. It's vulnerable. Anybody can come in, squat there, anybody can come in, take what they want.
Yes, exactly.
So there's no protection. And that's the problem. There's no protection. If you don't have self-control, there's no protection by you. You are vulnerable to anything. Anything can grab you and anything can take you. So I went to go and watch a video on self-control. It was from Will Smith, more self-discipline. But I think it's the same thing. One and the same thing. But what he said was the center of you bring your dreams into reality is self-control. And why I think why I said that, why I just thought it's really that thing of your mind has the power to put yourself in your best interest. What is best for you? If you understand what I'm saying, it's what's the best for Dante? What is gonna make Dante grow? What is gonna make Dante go forward? What is gonna make Dante reach his dreams? And he just said that self-control is really that thing of caring for yourself, loving yourself. I'm not talking about that self-love, but I'm talking about really loving yourself. It's that thing of you have that dream, you have that goal, Don't you want to look good, man? You want to look good, you want to be lean, you want to be this, and the temptation of pizza is coming.
Yeah.
Can a lekker pizza is in front of you,
Yeah.
You'd be like,
and you're
self-control, Dante.
you know, and self-control is that thing of Dante, man, I know you want this pizza.
Yeah.
But man, I love you too much.
Yeah.
I love you too much so you can for you to eat this pizza.
Yeah.
Because it's gonna neck up your goal.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
gonna that you want that 10% body fat,
Yeah.
man, you're not gonna get
But
it.
it's like literally like what level of self-control do I need to apply to reach the goals I want?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
you know that's where that's where it
Yes.
comes in. Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely. You know, it's that self-control. You have a test on Monday. Your friend is inviting you on for a party the Saturday before your test.
Yeah.
Self-control is the thing of, Dante, man,
Gotta make this choice.
you gotta make this choice. Dante,
Yeah,
I know you want to
exactly.
go. I know you want to go have fun, man.
Yeah.
But you got a test on Monday.
Yeah.
And man, there's always gonna be a party,
Party.
but for
Yes.
your future.
Yes.
Yes.
Your
Yeah.
future, man. This is the opportunity for you to come into
Yeah.
university. This is the opportunity for you to have for your job one day.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's self-control. It's caring for yourself, having that best interest for yourself.
Yes,
You know, it's
exactly.
giving up. You know that what's the word? Sorry.
It's like sacrificing.
It's
paying the price.
What's the word? Giving up that instant pleasure
Yes.
for long-term self-respect.
Yeah.
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 Exactly.
You know, it's that thing of, okay, let's leave the party.
Yeah.
Because one day I'm gonna have a job, I'm gonna make big money.
Yeah.
And that's what I want.
Yeah.
It's
But
long-term
I think it's
self-respect.
exactly that because the lack of self-control actually gives you that promise that you can have it now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But on the end of the day, it's actually it's not beneficial for you at all. You know, there's like you said, there's an element of self-pleasing now. You can go and have the party now. You can do all those
yeah.
things. But the thing is, what is it that's your vision? What's your vision? What do you
It's
need to
your dream, man.
sacrifice?
It's your dream.
Yeah. What do you need to sacrifice? What do you need to do to reach your future that you have planned? What do
That's-
you need to sacrifice?
exactly, that's what
pay the
self-control
price?
helps with,
Exactly.
yeah.
So it's so important,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I
It's so
think
important.
secondly, I just really also want, I think you owe yourself a responsibility
Yeah.
to have that self-control.
Yeah.
Why I'm saying this, it's that thing of fault versus responsibility. It's maybe not your fault that your dad is a drunk and he abuses you and he abuses the family.
Yeah.
You know, but it's
Yeah.
your responsibility to look after your heart.
Exactly.
Yeah.
To look after your life.
Yeah,
Yeah.
To not be
become
better.
yes.
Do not you know to be happy.
Yes.
It's
exactly.
maybe not your fault that your girlfriend or your boyfriend has cheated on you.
Yeah.
Man, but it's your responsibility to look after your heart.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah, so I think that's very important. Very important.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I agree with you 100%. And the thing is, with self-control and in terms of like family, in terms of friends, relationships, it's so important to have it when engaging with other people,
Yeah.
when having relationships with other people. Because if you can't control your emotions in that time of, oh, my father's being really aggressive right now, if you're gonna go and just, you know, blow out, shout, anger, you're going to be aggressive as well. It's not going to help the situation as much as if you had to like control yourself,
Yeah.
figure out what's the best option to really
Yes.
go about
Yeah.
this,
Yeah.
speak
Yeah.
to someone, really get the help that, you know, that's needed and required, rather than just acting
Yes.
in that moment
Yeah.
under that pressure.
Yes.
And even like with friends, it's so easy to, you know, get sucked up into jealousy or to want to take revenge out on people.
Yeah.
But if you have that self-control to like really say, you know what, I'm better than this.
Yes.
I want they better than this. I don't need to tell them that, but
Yes.
I don't need to be like nasty to someone else just because they've been nasty to
Yeah.
me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it gives you the sorry, Dante. I
Yes,
think
yes.
it's like it's the difference or the scale between reacting to a situation or
Yes.
responding to a situation.
Yes.
Because reacting to it you can cause damage, but when you respond to something, you can bring calmness. You can
Yes.
bring peace.
Yes.
You can bring all of that back into the situation.
Yes,
Because
exactly.
it's like losing self-control. One person losing self-control. And the next person reacts in also losing self-control. It's just
Yes.
damaging, man. It breaks everything
Yeah, I
down.
think what you know, self-control really removes the negative feelings. It
Yeah.
removes, like you mentioned, jealousy.
Yeah.
It removes anger. It removes, and it brings, like you mentioned, peace.
Yeah.
Joy. All
Yeah.
that. It removes that. And the problem is we go into that thing of the blame game.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, it's my dad's responsibility.
Yes,
Yeah.
Yes,
It's his fault.
it is your dad's responsibility, but
Yeah.
now he's not doing it.
Yeah.
And now you go into, now I hope he gets what he deserves.
Yeah.
I'm angry at him. And the moment when you start blaming the world and you start blaming circumstances, you start blaming situations, you have that victim mentality.
Yeah.
And with that comes suffering. Why am
Yeah.
I saying this? Because your joy is being
Yeah. You don't take
it's
action
being taken
as
away.
well.
You
Yeah.
don't take action,
Yeah.
and then you will never take responsibility.
Yeah.
You will never, because you will always blame someone
Yeah.
else.
Yes.
It's simply this, Dante. It's you have control over your own life and your own mind and your own but you have got
Exactly.
no responsibility, or you have no, not responsibility, but you have no control
Yeah, exactly.
over outside elements.
Yes.
And I think
Yeah.
that's where it is. Because just listening to you, Rebel, obviously more with family, and also you speaking about the dad, you know, self-control is something that the self-control or the lack of it is something that can build someone up or build something up, or it can break something
them down, yeah.
And the thing is, the reason why we are here, you know, on Youth Life, I mean, the reality is Youth Life is a
It's
show.
building,
It's
yeah,
it's something that we're putting together so that our light can shine, so we can make a difference, so that we can build
Yes.
up instead of breaking down. And I just see this more and more, that, you know, the self-control that I practice in my own life build someone else up.
Yeah.
It can either build them or break them. I'm sitting with a situation where, you know, just an example. I have this one person that's helping me with this one thing that I'm working through in my life. I have to outwork this thing. I have to conquer this thing in my life.
Okay.
And but the reality is, this person, when I miss it, this person, I can see that they get so angry with me, because we've been like walking around this
Yes, trying to
this
get
mountain
that
the whole
thing.
time.
Yes.
But what gives me confidence and what makes me feel safe in the relationship is that he's got the self-control to handle me correctly.
Yeah.
If he did not have that self-control, me as just being a man, just being Eddie, I would walk away from trying to overcome that thing, walk away from it,
You'll just lose
and walk away from that
confidence
person,
and-
because it becomes a negative
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
It breaks you down. So self-control has got the power to build someone up, to build families up, to restore families, to restore friendships, relationships,
Yes.
and bring people up. Because that's what we're here for. We're here to, you see, self-control, if I look at the Word of God, God is very serious about self-control. 2 Timothy 1, I think it is, speaks about God did not give us a spirit of fear, but of power, love, and self-discipline, or self-control.
Yeah.
I mean, that's one thing, that's one of the 3 major things that God, spirits that God
Yeah.
but it's not easy. Let's be honest. I mean,
Yeah.
we've mentioned this now. It's not an easy thing, because when we go to Galatians 5, verse 22 to verse 25, it speaks about the fruits of the Spirit.
Yes.
And the
One
fruits
of
of the
them.
Spirit, and you mentioned joy, peace, all of that early on. So those are all fruits of the Spirit.
Yeah.
Now, what a fruit is, fruit is something that grows.
Yeah.
Which means that
Develops
You
over
need to
time.
water it.
you have to
need
water it, you have to
cult-
practice
need
it,
to
you have to
cultivate it,
outwork
yeah.
it. It's not just something that you have, it's something that needs to grow within you. So it means you are going to miss it.
Yes.
You are going to miss it. You're going
Jy gaan
to
vergeet om
lose
bietjie water te
self-control.
gee
I
op
mean,
'n tyd, ja.
exactly.
Nice.
But you react to someone driving in front of you, and you just lose self-control. You react,
Yes.
not responding.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that can also be a very dangerous thing,
Yeah.
because you don't know what they're reacting. You know.
Yeah.
How
for.
they would do, yeah.
But God is serious about self-control.
Yeah, no, I agree, especially with that point of, you know, self-control is something that needs to develop over time. It doesn't just happen. And I think it's important that we realize we've been taught self-control from such a young age.
Yes, yeah.
Like, when we were little, if our moms told us, like, don't get your clothes dirty today or you're going to get a smack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you're at that playground and you're looking at that sand pit like, would be fun.
Jump in there, yeah.
Yeah, but then you have to really be like, okay, no, I need some self-control right now. My mom's gonna smack me. I don't want
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
And that's when you're really young. And as you grow up, you learn like self-control also really comes from your emotions, and that's where you battle it the most. I feel like when
Yeah.
you're older. and how you have to turn away from being angry and furious or being jealous and and just turn to being calm and being more peaceful about it, being more reasonable about it. And that's hard. That's really hard, and I'm still learning. I know that I can react badly sometimes.
Yes.
It's just human nature.
I just think for me, it's your mind has to be stronger than your emotions. It has to. I mean, if you guys can just think, when my mind was stronger than my emotions, what happened? When my emotions were stronger than my mind, what happened?
Yes.
And I know when my mind was stronger, man, I conquered.
Yeah.
I conquered my mind, because if I can just use a small example, just training.
Yeah.
Just with training, maybe you need to train early in the morning. Maybe you train late at night or 5 o'clock. I train at 5. But it's I think then it's cold.
Yeah.
It's much more colder. Your emotions is Dante is cold though.
Stop it.
Dante, stop, man.
I trained
I'm
yesterday.
tired. You trained yesterday. Don't worry, man. You're fine. You have the next day.
Yeah.
But if your mind, guys, it's so crazy. Your mind is so strong. It has the power to subdue your body.
Yeah.
Isn't that insane? Your mind is so strong. It has the power to bring your body under submission.
Yeah.
To train. And the moment when I did that, I conquered. Why?
Yeah.
My body is stronger.
Yeah.
I'm much more fitter than I was yesterday.
Yeah.
I'm fitter than I was a few minutes ago.
Exactly.
My body, I feel good.
Yeah.
I feel good.
Yeah.
You know, and another example, praying. Praying early in the morning.
Yeah.
Yes, you wake up. Jy sê vir jouself, you sit daar back and you put on that alarm, 5 o'clock.
Yeah.
Yes, that thing rings. You're like, no, I'm tired. You're tired.
Yeah.
Your emotions, you're tired.
Yeah.
Dante, man, you still angry. Dante, you sad. Whatever it might be. But your mind conquers. What happens? God frees you.
Yeah.
God immediately frees you from that situation,
Yes.
from that anger, from that sadness, from that tiredness.
Exactly,
Because the presence of God frees you.
Yeah.
In the presence of God, there is freedom.
Yeah.
You know, so it's really, I think there's a reason why God says in Romans 12 verse 2, you know, it's don't be conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind.
Exactly.
Your
He
mind
uses
is
the
so
mind
powerful.
because your mind is
Yeah.
so powerful. He knows if your mind is
Yeah.
strong,
Yes. Then you become strong.
then you
Yes.
become
Automatically
strong.
Yes.
Yes.
The reality is, I said it again. The reality is, I think on the end of the day, when we look at it, is that, you know, Jesus had a lot of self-control, and this is just something that comes up to me now. If Jesus did not have the self-control he had, we would not be here.
Yeah.
You know, so when I look at the life of Jesus, he had the self-control to say, even being on the cross, being crucified, he had the self-control, understanding what the vision was, understanding what the purpose was for his life, and still saying, Lord, forgive them, for they know not what they do. Even during that.
Yeah.
Even because he had all the right as a person, as a man, because he was a son of man, to react and respond like we do on a daily basis. The world is responding like this on a daily basis, with anger, with death, with, you know, all of these things. But when we look at the life of Jesus, we see a man of discipline. We see a man of self-control.
Exactly.
And I mean, I'm just looking at young people today. Man, there's so much goal for them. There's so much destiny for them. There's so much greatness for the youth of today.
Definitely.
But what I'm seeing is a lack of self-control, because in today's life there's so many easy way outs.
Yeah.
Everybody's fighting for someone. Feminism is fighting for something. Gay rights is fighting for something. Politicians are fighting for this. Religious organizations are fighting for this. There's a lot of people fighting for a lot of things.
Yeah.
Yes.
But they're not fighting for these things to overcome and to better. They are fighting so that the temptation can be okayed. It's easier to fall into sin than having the self-control to actually fight against it.
It is.
You know? And I think tonight, even my message or my point that I want to bring across is for young people not to walk away from self-control. Not to walk away from self-discipline.
Yeah.
Because second best is not for you. Third best is not for you. I mean, Dante has got this, man, he's got this drive. He wants to become better. He wants to be fit. He wants to be healthy. He wants to be... But I would encourage him. My only encouragement will be to keep on doing what you are doing.
Yeah.
Because you've got a goal and you've got a vision. And I want young people to look at where they are going, because in school you're working towards something.
Yes.
There's mechanical engineers, there's electrical engineers, there's doctors, there's all these teachers, there's there's actors, there's marketers, there's all these people, but you have got a space and you've got a place in society where you will better something.
Yes.
But if you do not apply self-control to that, to your studies, and take self-control in looking at your vision, working it out, and sticking to the plan, not just starting a business saying I've got a bit of cash, I'm going to buy a car. No, using that money to build the business, because you don't want to build something that you can drive a nice car. You want to build a future for yourself,
Exactly.
for your family, for others, because out of self-control of doing that.
Yeah, and I think
It's the
self-control,
ability.
it's that decisions. Like, it's always about making a decision. Even when you were talking about like going to a party, it's making that decision. Not eating pizza, it's making that decision.
Yeah.
And I think it's that process that happens just before you go into a situation. Like, you're angry about something and you're about to go into it and really get into it with this person, and you think about it and you make a decision to be self-controlled, to not be angry, but to rather just have a conversation, communicate your point properly, and really just have that full-on self-control to respect yourself, to respect that person. And I think those are such qualities that Jesus had.
Yeah.
And it's what makes us more like him. It's choosing to not be angry. It's choosing to be peaceful. It's choosing to be loving and caring and to be more like him instead of more like the world.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think the last thing is sin. I want to encourage people and young people especially, to have the self-control not to fall into sinful nature. Because you mentioned something earlier where you said that, when you were a kid, you were disciplined in self-control from a very young age. And to think about it is, when you did not have the self-control to keep your clothing clean, you would have received the smack. There's a consequence. For every action, there's a reaction. And this is the reality. The reality is that for every action, for every lack of self-control that you have in a situation, there's a consequence. And that consequence brings you back. That consequence hurts. That consequence makes you feel bad about yourself. That consequence takes you away from the reality of who you are, the God-given person that you are, that amazing person that you are. If you fall into temptation, which like we said, either triggers or not trigger self-control, there's a price you're going to pay.
Yeah, and
there's a price that you're going to pay.
Exactly, coming back to that statement it's the thing of giving up immediate pleasure for long-term self-respect.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That is the thing.
Planning
if
for
you
long
if you
run.
if you obviously there's always going to be sin. You're not perfect.
Yeah.
But if you can conquer step by step, man,
Yeah.
self-respect.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And like you said, you just feel better. You just
feel
feel
better.
better.
Exactly.
Self-control makes you better. It
And
makes you
it
grow.
works you towards that bigger goal.
Exactly.
Yeah.
No, amen.
Yeah.
Guys, I think that's all we have on that tonight. I think there's so
We
much
have a lot more.
My advice would be, get into those scriptures. I know the scriptures would have been on the screen. It will probably be on the screen right now as well. We will just get into the Word, get into Scripture, get into what God thinks about self-control, because that's where you're going to get your answer from.
Yes.
That's where you're going to have the power from to operate from a place of lack of self-control into the ability of operating in self-control.
Yes. Yeah.
And we're just excited. We're just excited to hear from you guys. If you have any questions on self-control, or there's something that you guys are battling with, please drop us a comment. If you don't want, or you don't have the confidence to drop us a comment, just send us a message on our number. It's right here at the bottom. Our Youth Life Direct WhatsApp number. Send us a message.
Please, guys.
Or even if you guys have conquered a situation,
yes.
through self-control where
Yeah.
you decided, you're going to make this decision and take up self-control, comment it down because you
Yeah.
can inspire someone
Exactly,
else,
yeah.
which is really important.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So guys, that's a wrap. We are excited to see you next week here again on Dunamis Youth Life, where we talk about matters that matter. But for now, it is sayonara, it is good evening, it's good night. Please communicate with
Bye.
us. We are excited to see another full year with you guys right here at
Yes.
Dunamis Youth Life. Cheers guys, have a good
Thank you.
evening. Bye bye.